it sooner or later. So we have learned distribution is unequal. We have talked about the problem of water pollution, that is industries or household or domestic sewage is getting entered into those water bodies, be it the ponds, lakes or rivers, and these are untreated water. When I say untreated means just the drainage is opened up into the river and the water take the garbage away from you. That's all you are doing. So it is necessary to do water conservation. Use the water economically. Imagine it is not free of cost. You are going to pay for it. Just you take precaution while traveling and using those petroleum or diesel. Why is it so? It is costly. But we don't tend to take a precaution about water because we take it for granted that it is very cheap, dirt cheap. We imagine it is coming free of cost. But when you start imagining that it is costly, so costly that it is going to cost us our lives also. Not only about day-to-day life, but our lives. We might not be surviving without it. You can survive without petroleum. You can survive without diesel, but you cannot actually survive without water. So it is so much important thing. You need to have the conservation carried out. The maintenance of water reservoir is called as water conservation. That is a one-line statement which is given. Maintenance of water resources is known as water conservation. What is maintenance? We need to have the supply of water from the same source again and again. But it is not eternal. है ना? अनंत नहीं. कभी तो खत्म होगा. It has to. It is bound. So what we are talking about conservation is making a source of this resource perpetual. Perpetual means which is never going to end. Keeps on coming and again and again. And this is what we are talking about. Conservation of water resource. If we are talking about conserving the groundwater, so what exactly we are trying, or what is in the back of our head is that the groundwater should be available not only to me but for the coming generations in such a way that it never ends. The rivers never dry up. The lakes never dry up. It should not be a source of contamination but the source of life to me. And this whole process is called as the conservation of a resource, and here in this case we are talking about conservation of water. So some general remedies of water conservation are, there's special mention, more construction of reservoirs. Don't let the water run off. What I'm using is runoff. Runoff means in case you are creating certain obstacles in the rivers, like the formation of dams or check dams, you are holding the water. Holding the water, allowing it not to go and mix with saline water. If it is going to get mixed with saline water, seas or oceans, it is again becoming useless. You're trying to stop it. Stop and utilize it. Let the water come, stop, utilize it. Let the water come, stop and utilize. This is one of the particular thing. Construction of reservoirs. Connecting two river basins. Now this thing is still in pipeline as far as India is concerned. Not that pipeline which we think about. Pipeline which we are still thinking about. Water basins which we have got, the river basins, can be of quite variations as far as volume of water is concerned. Imagine this is river A and this is river B. So river A is actually flowing the water which has been collected in this area, and river B is flowing the water which has been collected in this area. It is very much possible that river A might receive surplus of rain and river B has got scanty of rain. But the people are living on the banks of the river. We have got various towns, townships, cities on the banks of this river A and the banks of river B. What ultimately we are going to see in this scenario is that the people living on the river banks of A, they are happy because they have got plenty of fresh water, but the people on this side, they are feeling a little deprived. They don't have that enough amount of water. In this situation, what we can do is, we are going to connect these two rivers, just like the canal system is done, so that whatever excess water is available in river A can be diverted to river B. But it is subjected to a lot of disputes. Not many people, the economists, the naturalists, they are talking about it should be done or it should not be done. In various parts of the world, it has been done. And they are using that extra supply of water from one river to another river very efficiently. But in India, we haven't yet carried out any such project. But yes, the thing is in pipeline. We are thinking about connecting the major rivers. Major rivers like, we want to connect Mahanadi with Ganga. Or we can have Krishna with Kaveri. We are trying to connect it or thinking about connecting it, that it should be done. So it is another method of preventing the water loss. एक के पास बहुत ज़्यादा पानी है, वेस्ट जा रहा है, दूसरे पर कम है, उनको ज़रूरत है, तो excess water can be diverted to the other river basin. This is what we are trying to work upon. And bringing the groundwater at higher level. Now bringing the groundwater level at higher levels means we are trying that situation should be done in such a way that water absorption in the soil should increase. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not, but in Germany an experiment was carried out. And this experiment was regarding the roads construction. Usually we talk about the cities to be concrete jungles. This is the word we use. And these jungles, which are very huge, bigger, they are the places where water absorption does not take place. Because of this word concrete, it doesn't allow the water to get absorbed. Same is the problem with the network of the roads. Roads which have got is the tar. We use the word tar to join the stones together. And this tar is actually repellent to water. It doesn't allow the water to come near it, or it is just opposite of water. And hence, wherever roads are, wherever this concrete jungle is available, the absorption of water does not take place. We are coming up with new technologies wherein water in these big areas can be utilized, and in this context, Germany, certain scientists have come up with new types of roads. Those roads which are very good for the traffic movement, but simultaneously also allows the absorption of water. This is a particular new technology which is coming up, that you have got big broad roads, but at present this network of road doesn't allow the absorption of water. It repels. New type of roads, you have got the roads, and these roads, whenever water is going to fall over it, is going to seep down, percolate down to the ground, and will be adding up to the groundwater. New thing which is coming up. So we will keep it this much for today, and the rest portion, that is watershed development, and the chapter hopefully will be getting over by tomorrow.